Dear students, let me start here from the table 7.12 which I have stopped my previous video. So in this table you can be able to find out the relative components of concrete for small jobs by volume. So observe this table, according to its aggregate size we have to take the cement and white fine aggregate and wet coarse aggregate according to the table. So the combined volume is approximately 2/3 of the sum of the original bulk volumes. This line is important. So how it is done, I'll explain in the next slide. We have a problem. So coming to this problem, so this problem is for mixing concrete for small jobs. So let me explain the problem. So determine the required volumes of ingredients. Ingredients means cement, sand, fine aggregate and coarse aggregate and water to make a 0.5 cubic meter batch. So it is that we have to prepare a 0.5 meter cube batch of air entrained concrete mix with a nominal maximum gravel size of 19 mm. The gravel size we have to use here is 19 mm. So coming to the solution, the sum of the original bulk volumes of the components, so we have to take it as 0.5 into 1.5. so considering the bulkage, the volume which we have to find out is 0.75 meter cube. As I explained in the previous slide, the combined volume is approximately 2/3 of the sum of the original bulk volumes. So with this equation it is done that 0.5 multiplied by 1.5 is 0.75 meter cube. So we have values of 19 mm. So with this gravel size we have to go to the table 7.12. So let's check for gravel size 19 mm how much cement, how much wet fine aggregate, how much wet coarse aggregate and how much of water we have to take. Coming back to the table, just 19 mm. So we have to go through this 19 mm. For 19 mm we have to take cement 0.160, we have to take cement wet fine aggregate 0.360 and wet coarse aggregate 0.400 and water we have to take 0.080. So as it is mentioned air entrained concrete, we have to take all these things. If it is mentioned non-air entrained concrete, we have to consider these values. See, the volume of cement here is the total original bulk volume we have to find out is for 0.75 cubic meter. So take 0.75 multiplied by 0.160 for cement, as here for 19 mm 0.160 for cement. So this gives you the volume of cement, or the volume of ingredient of required is, as cement is the ingredient, we have to take 0.12 cubic meter. Volume of wet fine aggregate is 0.75 into 0.360. 0.360 wet fine aggregate is 0.360. Same wise, volume of wet coarse aggregate 0.75, it is 0.400, 0.3 cubic meter. The volume of water is 0.080 here. The volume of water is required is 0.06 meter cube. So this is how to take the volumes of ingredients to make 0.5 meter cube by volume method by using a nominal gravel size of 19 mm. Please understand this problem. I may ask you changing this gravel size and amount of volume required. So you have to do the same type of problem in the class. Now coming on test on concrete. So there are two methods of testing on concrete. First method is fresh mixed concrete. So tests conducted on fresh mixed concrete. Here tests conducted on hardened concrete. So once concrete has been settled, we have different tests. There are destructive and non-destructive. Destructive means making any destruction to the structure. The non-destructive means without making any destruction to the structure. So coming to the tests which we can conduct for fresh mixed concrete are workability test, unit weight test, air content test, and how to make and cure concrete. These the tests which we can do for hardened concrete after 28 days, 3 days, 7 days of curing. This compressive strength, rebound number test, and penetration resistance test. So you will be studying deep about these tests in your later subjects or later modules. So what are the tests we can conduct on fresh concrete? Workability. What are the tests we are conducting to find out the workability of concrete? Workability means the ease of placing, consolidating, and finishing freshly mixed concrete. We have slump cone test, we have compaction factor test, we have flow table test, and we have VB test. As slump cone test and compaction factor tests, we are going to perform in this module laboratory experiments. Coming to concrete, mixing fresh concrete. So how to mix fresh concrete? So there are two types of mixing concrete, by a mixer or by hand. I have uploaded a videos how the concrete mixed using a mixer, how the concrete is mixed using a hand. If you go through those videos, you can be able to understand how the concrete is mixed by using a mechanical mixer, how the concrete was mixed by hand method, by hand. Hand mixing is limited to small jobs when mixtures are not available. Mechanical mixtures. So mechanical mixtures include on-site mixtures and central mixtures in ready mix plants from 1.5 meter cube to 9 meter cube sizes of this ready mix plants. So mixing time and number of revolutions. This is very important. It's vary with the size and type of the mixer. Minimum is 1 minute of up to 0.75 meter cube plus 15 second each additional of 0.7 meter cube. So don't worry about all these things. These are only to give a small introduction to this all mixtures. So once you go deep into the concrete technology module or something, building materials module, you are going to study all these into deep. So mixtures are usually charged with 10% of water, followed by uniform additions of solids and 80% of the water. Finally, the remainder of the water is added to the mixture. So please go through the videos. You can understand what is mechanical mixture and what is hand mixing of concrete. So this is very advanced one. Now we are using ready mix concrete, where we have a huge setup like silos, machines, and it is all automated. So it is used for mix designing of concrete also. They will take the automatic materials and it mixes and it dumps into a tanker. So I have uploaded a video for this also. If you see this video, you can understand how the ready mix concrete was done and delivered. Ready mix concrete is mixed in a central plant and delivered to the job site in mixing trucks ready for placing. So all these are placing fresh concrete. So how we have to place fresh concrete? So this is the reason why I have uploaded so many links from the YouTube. So like seeing the picture, you may not get a proper idea, but once you see the video, you can understand how the concrete is laid, how the concrete is leveled, how the concrete is vibrated. See here, loading concrete in a wheelbarrow. Here placing concrete slab. So here they are placing concrete for a pavement. This is a huge machine which directly do all the things and levels the surface and finishes the surfaces. Concrete using a bucket. So using a bucket, you can easily mix the concrete and you can directly place the concrete wherever it is required. Next one is pumped concrete. So pumped concrete is used for large constructions. If you are having 10-story, 15-story and huge high-story buildings or very large places, it has to be concreted. We use this type of huge pumps or large pumps. Directly we have a chute like delivery tube. We can directly lay the concrete. So how they lay the concrete by using this chute and all these pipes, I have uploaded a video, so please go through that video. Pumped concrete, vibrations of concrete. So it is very important to do vibrations for concrete, because there may be a lot of voids when the concrete was placed at a place, but once it is vibrated, all the air gaps and all the voids between the concrete will go out, and the concrete is settled without voids and without any permeable spaces, so that this helps in gaining the strength of concrete. Spreading and finishing concrete. So how to spread the concrete? By using this manually, and this is mechanically. So concrete has to be leveled. Once the concrete has placed, it has to spread equally on all parts of this floor or slab. I also uploaded a video for this also. So see, this is finishing concrete with a vibratory screen. This finishing concrete with a power float. So everything after the concrete has been laid, it has to be leveled properly, it has to be spreaded properly, it has to be vibrated properly. Now curing concrete. Curing concrete means is the process that allows continued hydration and gains in concrete strength. So here it shows how many days the concrete, or age days, or compressor strength percentage of 28 days. So please go through these things, what is curing and how curing is required. On the Moodle also I have given a short note about curing concrete, and I have uploaded videos, different types of curing methods. So here we see the different types of curing concrete methods. Once with spraying, once the concrete work has done, it has to be remained curing for so many days. There are different things for beams and slabs. This curing is the most important part for gaining the strength of concrete. We have spraying curing and fogging curing. Here wet covering. Sometimes the wetness has to be maintained continuously on concrete, so at that time you can use this wet coverings, we can use this plastic sheet. So this restricts the loss of water content from the concrete due to this weathering actions. What are the properties of hardened concrete? So you can go through these things: early volume change, creep, permeability, and stress strain relation. So what are the things like just early volume change? The slight decrease in volume while the cement paste is still plastic. So please go through this. If you are not able to understand, you can please note it down. You can ask me when I come into the class, so that we can have a discussion what you are able to understand and what you are not able to understand, what is there for me to explain in deep. So this is a brief explanation, and I am done with this unit 2 part 2 slides. So what I have explained, I'll just come back once. So we just seen how to find out the ingredients, volumes required to prepare some amount of concrete. What are the tests on concrete, like different fresh mixed concrete and hardened concrete. So what is the workability, how we mix concrete in mechanical mixture or by hand, what is ready mixed concrete, placing fresh concrete. So I hope that if you see these videos which I have uploaded on the Moodle, you may be getting a clear idea, and I'm expecting some students to speak something on every topic. One can speak on the placing fresh concrete, using pumped concrete, vibration of concrete, how spreading and finishing concrete. Someone can speak about curing concrete, what are the curing methods. You just tell me what you have seen and what you have observed. So with the discussion I can share more information and I can explain you in a much better way. So read this creep, permeability, and what is stress strain relationship. So all this material has been collected from so many textbooks. So if you want any reference of the textbooks, or if you want any further information, or if you want any theory part, you can go with this textbook. So I do hope that students will come prepared to the class and will have a very good session with all discussions and activities in the class. Thank you, students. Thank you for sparing your time and listening to the class. Thank you. See you in the classroom.